is the ground where the future was born. This here is Anvil and this is our home. Each song that we sing and each story we tell, each hero we name and each life that we sell, each breath and each beat of your heart is a beat of the drum. Give me drink in my cup and friends who will share it, song on my lips and ears that'll hear it, fire in my eyes to light all the good people I see. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. Before 10 in the morning, we're barely alive. We're like ghosts, we're like spirits, and then coffee arrives. Then heroes awaken and stand by your side. Now gather your courage and sing out your pride. But the storm will not break us, although it may try. The sun may beat down and may bake the world dry, but we stand by our neighbours and raise them up tall. Gather your voices and scream out the call. For you are my empire and you are my hall. For you I would fight and for you I would fall. For you are the beat of my heart and the heart of my song. Give me drink in my cup and friends who will share it, song on my lips and ears that'll hear it, fire in my eyes to light all the good people I see. I tell you, my friends, there's nowhere that I'd rather be. So fill up your tankards and fill up your lungs. Leave no words unspoken and no song unsung. Make noise for your heroes, your kith and your kin. Sing out their names and the pride that they bring. Together we stand and divided we fall, and the future we write will be shaped by us all. For we are the singers and we are the song of a story that's greater than more. Sing along. Give me drink in my cup and friends who will share it, song on my lips and ears that'll hear it, fire in my eyes to light all the good people I see.
Hello everybody, welcome to an incredibly hot and sweaty stream this evening. I am boiling my bollocks off right now. I am so hot. I'm attractive as well. Oh god. Yes, so we're here, we're going to chat about a wonderful thing. So we have an anonymous gifter. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous Gifter. To Sudden Vulcan there, got gifted a sub. Thank you so much for doing that. Keeping our subbies over, well, the 1-bit army over, I think we're over 55 now, which is just insane. So, hey Tiny, how you doing, baby? You good? Bolum, you're there too. But yeah, so we're here, we're going to talk about things. I've got quite a bit to talk about that's going on away from this thing as well. And see, everyone's there saying how good you're looking, Nick, but no one's there going, Steve, you're looking good. Your head's looking shiny. No, they're just going, you look sharp as fuck.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I say, like, the dexterity of my fingers are coming back from
Wow, you just had to show off, didn't you? It's a nice scar though.
Yeah,
Two nice scars.
People asking about the scars, but yeah, the fact that I can move my hand already, and it's been 3 weeks since I've ripped it off. It's not too bad. And just got to budget.
Dolly raiding with 14 people. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dolly. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks and saying hi. So yeah, that's awesome. Everyone who's joined, welcome. We're here to chat about LARP, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Thanks, Beth, for subbing as well. 9 months. I'm not going to say what I normally say for people who have subbed for 9 months because it just sounds weird if I say it to Beth, considering she played my in-character daughter. So yeah, it's yeah. Start off with I don't know how many people know, but if people have read the Discord, unfortunately, Matt, who is a wonderful, wonderful human being, and is the most positive person I have ever met. Unfortunately, his mother passed away on Tuesday. So I think everyone will join us in a massive sending all the best to him, because, yeah, he's just the nicest person in the world and he deserves all the best wishes. So hopefully he's doing okay and that he knows we're all thinking about him. Secondly, charity stream. I'm now working on it and I'm making it a lot bigger and a lot better than the last one I did. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up, and I'll be putting a thing out for people who want to get involved, want to play on the stream. I'll probably do it on a Saturday, but it's going to be a 12-hour Aliens tabletop roleplay stream. And I'm going to DM it all. And so that's going to be fun too. That money is all, the charity is going to be for the Marie Curie Hospice. These are the people who've looked after Matt's mum. So it seems like the right thing to do, to go now and basically say thank you to them as well. So I've not been approached by anybody to do that charity either. It's the right thing to do for the Hefty fam. So, oh yes, the Patreon. Patrons are going to be a hell of a lot more involved in the channel now. They're going to pick streams, and they're going to pick guests, and they're going to pick people to come on. And that, all right? So if you want to join the Patreon, I think it's £3 a month. Come and join that. We have a chat every month now, and it'll be a laugh. Last with the Hefty Fan, especially in such terrible circumstances, definitely. Have fun. I will be drinking a lot when I'm DMing that one, because there are a lot of plebs who are going to be playing, I'm sure. So yeah, there are other things, but I've completely forgotten them. So, but that doesn't really matter at all. So, Nick, first of all, you're looking absolutely dashing.
Thank you very much.
How is the arm?
It's surprisingly really right, actually. I've got almost all my movement back, but it's getting there. But I think just impressive for 3 weeks. But just resting it up, and I'm still coming back to Empire, still going to that next one. Broken arm's not going to stop me. Held together with metal, I'm all good.
Good. Good. You're not going to be taking the battlefield then next time round?
No, so I'm going to be hiring some people to guise as me, wear my kit and costume and pretend to be me, so you can still get that contract.
Excellent.
That's important.
Yeah, that's excellent. I look forward to seeing what happens with that one. So, as they quite rightly say, you have another arm, so enough talk about the other arm. Do Herstal still have the contract? Yes, they do. I don't believe they should anymore, considering in the last picture of Mac in that battle, the entirety of the Crimson Reapers was facing the other way. So, just throwing that one out there, they are a bit shit. Not that I'm bitter in the slightest. The good thing is it seems that whenever Nick talks, if I'm talking, we can't hear his mic. It cuts him off. I don't know why.
Awesome.
So, what does that lovely sign say behind you? Who could possibly know? Oh, dear. Oh, I can't read it. Oh, it's Crimson Reapers, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so a new sign.
Excellent stuff. That's looking good. So, right. So this one's going to be a bit of an interesting one. I've touched on this in my little review of E2. Product placement at its best. Exactly, Tiny. Exactly. It's we had a really nice conversation after the event, away from the stream and away from everything, just checking in with each other really, and that's where this stream has come from. That conversation, because it's something that this is never talked about, really. People don't know how to handle this topic, which is you two had a bit of a yikes event, didn't you? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That's what we should have called this stream, really, the yikes stream. But so we're here to talk about character death, character bleed, things like that, because that side of it, it's kind of ignored by a lot of people, or when it does happen, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to respond to players. They don't know how to act around the players that it's happened to. So I think it's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, very different reasons, but I think Nick had it a lot worse than I did. Just a little bit worse. I mean, he also milked it a lot more than I have. So we have a lovely picture of a character on the opening image to this stream. Which Nick, do you want to tell us about that character? Because this is the character we're focusing on for you today.
Yeah, so I used to play a character called Prince Drogon Morosini. He was Liga from Temeshwar. He was the senator for Temeshwar for a little while. And I played him since Event 1, first ever Empire event, and I played him for about 6.5 years. Yeah, it's a very long time.
Yeah, that's not good. Bethany's just said, imagine injuring yourself in a real battle. So if you weren't aware, she fell over and hurt her ankle immediately. She ran like 3 feet, fell over, twisted her ankle in the new player skirmish as well. And that put her out of fighting for 2 seasons.
Shit. No.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she's milked that for all it's worth for sympathy, but she's fucking milked that for all it's worth. It literally hasn't fully healed yet. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. So, how long had you been playing that guy for?
Yeah, so about 6.5 years. Yeah, frontline, battle mage, ritualist, fighter, and he was prince of a group I founded called the Ashen Tower.
Okay.
It was around, and then I think about 4.5 years in, maybe I then left that group and made the Crimson Reaper Cartel.
Nice.
As Prince Drogon, yeah.
So, was he your first character then at Empire?
Yes. Yeah.
Well. That's okay. So first character, 6.5 years, and then so how did he die?
He died fighting the Grendel. So yeah, we completed all of our objectives. We were hired by Varushka at the time. We were completed all our objectives. Just on our way back, I was holding the left flank with Varushka, and that was when the entirety of the right left. The entire right side of the battlefield just ran for it, and us and Varushka tried to hold ourselves as long as possible, and then I got cut down about 20 meters away from the exit.
Oh God, that's harsh.
Yeah, it was an awesome battle though. Like I was going for it. Yeah.
Oh, you become a patron. Cheers, Mark. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, it's a strange one because when my first character died, Cernanos, he had a great death, which I think in a way lessens the blow a little bit. Well, definitely at the event anyway, it lessened the blow because you know where else we completed all our objectives? Well, it wasn't at fucking E2 because they all failed. Nope, definitely a failure. Sorry, that battle was definitely a fail. um, it's yeah. So having a good death, definitely at the event, I found that when when Cernanos was killed, I came out of that feeling $1 million, $1 million, and it was great. Still remember hearing how Drogon died at work. It broke me. Cyber Psycho 2020. Did Drogon's death affect many people?
Yes. Yeah. I think it got mentioned in Senate conclave, uh, uh, in the militia, and somewhere else. I can't remember. And then Varishka put up a tournament, with some tournament money, in honor of Drogon's death,
Hmm.
which was really cool of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I cried lots. And I think that's sort of the important bit that I was trying to get to is that you don't realize bleed or anything for the first time. And I realized the first time with Drogon, that's before I died, because when Drogon witnessed my first proper death of close people.
Hmm.
Is sort of like the magic of LARP, which is just
Yeah.
this weird emotional connection you're having with other characters, and you don't going into LARP for the first time, you don't know that bleed's a thing, and people might be hearing about it for the first time.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this, and at some point, someone will die or something will happen, and something emotionally in your head will trigger that you didn't think that you'd
Yeah.
feel, and
Oh, Mr. Honzo, I truly did. I cried, but hey, got a job promotion out of it. Excellent. I remember. So Kit played a character called Dane, who was Mac's brother, and I remember hearing about that. I got told about it. I wasn't at the event where he died because I couldn't get the time off work, and I got calls when I just got back from a long shift, and they just said, "Oh, Dane's dead." I was just like, "Yeah, fuck off. No, he's not." And they're like, "Yep, no, he definitely died." And then I got the message off of Kit saying he died, and then I was getting messages on Facebook from about 8 people going, "We want to write an in-character letter to you." I was just like, "Okay."
mm,
I had all of these letters turn up, and I remember reading them all, and that's when it sank in. And Mac and Dane did a lot of stuff. Together. We were idiots together. They were the original Mac and Grim, if you will. And we heckled generals. We did all of that. Loads of really nice memories. And it came for me when, like you're saying, it's just a little something. Just something just clicks. And I was preparing for the next event, and I thought, right, I'm going to sit down and read these letters again. So I did, and it was just reading that, trying to get into my in-character headspace, and that was when it hit me. It's like, this person's not going to be there anymore, and all that. So I'm literally sat on the sofa. I remember I had Plebs on iPlayer, and I was watching that for a laugh, and I was just sat there crying, literally just crying my eyes out, and that wasn't even my character. It was completely someone else.
yeah, first time I felt this sort of, I call it like LARP magic, is that
Yeah.
the first time we probably had like deaths in our group with the Ashen Tower, and there was like 5 or 6 people died at once, but we were able to pick up their bodies, drag them back, so they could say their last goodbyes to everyone, and then they all just started dying off in their own way, and it was horrific. Everyone in the group, and we were like a 20+ group at the time, just was crying, and I was crying. No, I don't think I've ever cried so much in my entire life. And I was like, "What?" And in my head, I'm like, "What's going on? Why am I why can I not stop crying? I just cannot stop crying."
Mm.
everyone thinks I'm just being a great actor. I'm not. I just can't stop crying, and in my head, I'm trying to like, what is going on? Why am I so sad? I'm looking around at everyone else, and they're also crying as well. I'm like, we're either all great actors or something weird's going on here.
Yeah.
And that's how I first sort of like encountered Bleed as a proper emotional thing. It properly hits you. It hits you really hard, and that's someone else's character, not even when it came to mine. And I cried for ages.
When
Um,
it happened, when these other people died around you, was it because, I mean, was it purely because they had been role playing with you for a long, long time? And because obviously, when you're in character, you are so immersed in that world, that environment with those people. It's really hits home and it really hits hard. I think when Dane died, I genuinely felt like I had lost my brother, and that's what was killing me. And I have to admit, even now, me and Kit have sat down and had a few beers and that, and we've said, oh, do you remember when like Mac and Dane used to go off and do this? Do you remember Knifey Table? And we sat there, and you can see we're both getting quite emotional about it all. And that wasn't even that was Justin who played Keaton, so that was our uncle. Our uncle died, and that was emotional as well. And it was really strange. The whole thing was really strange, but really in part cathartic as well, because we were both able to, I suppose, emote at this fake death that had happened in an imaginary world, but it still felt like losing a member of your own family.
yeah, because you have this long. I don't think how to describe it. You know this person for a really long time. You might know this person for like three, say this character for 3 years.
Hmm.
You know this character for 3 years, and you have a connection between your character and theirs. But you're only going to meet them at Empire, but now they're gone. I think
Yeah.
somewhere in your mind, you know that you're never going to have this in like again, like the time that you had between you and your character is is gone. That they've died, and sometimes that person is now moving to another nation. So it could have been a really good friend of yours out of character. You might actually just lose that sort of friendship as well.
Hmm.
Even though this like you're still friends, there's nothing wrong's gone on. It's just there's no reason for your character and their character to interact anymore.
No.
They're doing something else, and it hits you a bit longer as well. I think that way it's just like, oh yeah, no, like they died, and now I've actually they're awesome people, and I've lost them,
Yeah.
and that's also sad. That's another sort of like thing apart from the bleed is that sort of weird stuff going on.
Yeah. When Cernanos died, I think the bit that hit me the hardest was not his death, not running down to face a shield wall on your own and knowing, yeah, this is the end, and enjoying it, and then getting thrown back through the Sentinel Gate, and then getting carried by majority of the Navarre back to the camp, and then having a funeral and having all these people coming up to you, and even people who like didn't like your characters, they were political rivals, they wanted to be general instead of you, and all of that sort of stuff. Everyone coming over and saying really really nice things, and it's wonderful, and I like the way that the Navarre do it, because once that's done, they'll literally pick your body up and say, yeah, we're taking them off to the glade now, and they'll just chuck your body off and then take your boots. That's literally it, and then you get to walk off. So it was a really strange moment for me, because I then came back in and I'm sat there as a new throwaway character who I didn't want to play really, and yeah, that was it. And I was just like, I don't know how to react anymore to anything. And it took this lady came over, who I'd known as my old character, and she just sat down next to me. She went, "You all right?" And I was just like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm fine." And then I just cried. I was just bawling my eyes out, and thankfully, I mean, the Eternal family are amazing in Navarre, because I was actually sat in their tent and I was just crying my eyes out, and the doors just got closed, and everyone just sat there. There was loads of hugs, really emotional. Sad times.
So were you just that character for the throwaway character just for that event?
No,
And
that
then
was
or did you use-
yeah. That throwaway character was Mac.
I did the same thing.
You did the same thing. What's
Yeah.
so neat? The battle butler is your throwaway character.
Yes. I thought I'd try him out, see how he could have interacted with the world, and I was really hoping I could stick with him. And it ended up working quite well. The weirdest dude, who's all about the military, but on giving people muffins, grapes, and strawberries, and water.
He's a great character. He's a wonderful character. I just realised I haven't got a mod on again, but I'm going to give Bolan the evening off. There you go. So, thank you, Bethany. I've made you a mod for the evening. Congratulations. No, it's not Bolan. So, when I made Dag, I always thought of him as a throwaway to find my feet, but the bonds I've made with people in just 2 events is unreal. It should have been Bolan. No, I'll give Bolan the evening off. But I find, throwaway characters are very strange because there's no emotional attachment there until you realise, oh, no, I've been playing them for so long. So, how long have you been playing Nico for now?
Almost 3 years, I think.
There we go.
Yeah. I put a lot of thought, even though he was a throwaway character, I put loads of thought behind him. It was based off a lot of other people going on. In fact, it was actually based off someone saying to me something a while ago that I hated. So I based my character off it. So someone said to me once, I don't understand ball gowning. I think it's gay. And I hated that. I hated it so much.
Yeah.
So I thought, the next character, I'm going to weaponize ball gowning and prove that ball gowning is amazing, and do that.
Do you want to explain ball gowning to everybody?
So it's kind of like being more sort of like emotionally attached to your character, and having kind of concentrating more kind of like connections and kind of between other characters and kind of like how you look. It's just kind of like a different style. We've all kind of been focused on kind of fighting a bit much. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just had a bat fly into our window. It's flown off again, it's fine, but my God, I wasn't expecting that. We've got loads of bats around here, so...
But no, exactly that. So I just saw Drunk Corsair put up romance, social PvP, and non-hitting stuff. So yeah, my character for a while was completely. I was like, right, my last character was a combat character. I'm not going to hit anyone as this character. I then went on the diff trade thing, and got like a spontaneous aura thing with a sword, which then made me go, actually no, hitting orcs is okay. And I kind of changed my viewpoint on that. But yeah, it's a good year and a half. I was not hitting anyone. I'm just gonna give out muffins and do comedy ritual plays.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I've heard ball gowning mentioned a few times by people, and they had the same reaction. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's not good, and all of that. And whoa, clarify orcs, barbarian orcs.
Barbarian orcs, absolutely barbarian orcs. I love orcs, imperial orcs. They are awesome.
The bat was a sign that Bolan should be modded as well. Well, no, Bolan's been a good boy, so he can have the evening off. Bolan sent the bat, probably. It doesn't need to be a mod to send a bat my way. You can hit stuff, but you have to flounce dramatically when you do, and pronounce them a villain and a rogue. That's cool. Little Lorenzo is a ball gown character. and Little Lorenzo is a very good one as well. So, but then again, Nico is too. It's there are some exceptional role players in that field, and the best ones don't hit people. They don't take the field to have a scrap, and I find they're the ones that you get a lot more from than other people. So, like, I don't think he's in chat, but Chris Gallen, Achilles,
Yeah.
was wonderful at it. Was so good, really aspirational. Role play as a role player, he pushed people to do more, and he was phenomenal at it. And I know he's in chat, and I normally insult the guy, but I find that Tiny is very much in a similar sort of mold. Really, really solid role play. Really pushes people, gets a lot of role play done, and is really good at it. And
Yeah.
sorry, go on.
Yeah, you end up essentially just becoming like a crest giver. Like you get to the point where you have a lot of stuff going on. You're like, okay, you guys can go and do this. These people over here, well, I need this team to go and do this. And then, yeah, it just ends up just becoming like a quest giving character that kind of organizes
Yeah,
people.
and then you get people like Bolam. So you get Jean, who's the complete opposite, but in the really good way. So they're not the ball gowners; they are very much the physical type, and their role play is so that's why him and Tiny bounce off of each other so well, because they do the complete flip on it, and then Bolam takes over and he drags you straight back down to the game. It's really grounded you out, and it's really nice to roleplay with. So there were a few times when we were in Hurst Hall with them both there, and Brom was there, and we were all having conversations, and the conversation kept on flipping. So it was like nice, and it was push, and it was all like uplifting, and the role play was there, and it was all romance, and this is glory, and everything like that's wonderful, very Dornish, and then and then you had Bolam take it, and then he would talk, and he'd be dragging it back down. It was the nitty gritty, and it was really good, and yeah, it was really really nice role play. So, but yeah, not what we're here to talk about. Let's go back to the depressing side of things.
Yeah.
You do work very well as a team. What do you think my drink? I think he's being nice to us. I know it doesn't happen too often, so enjoy it while you can, bitches. Um, it's I think I've been hit hard. Well, when you lose your own character, it hits you harder than you'll ever get hit by anything in that field. When other people die, it hits hard. So I've already said about Dane when they die. Like when Achilles died, I have had some mess boos. I have had some. So when Achilles died, that hit me quite hard because I've been doing quite a lot of stuff with Achilles, and even though the entirety of Urizen accused me of murdering him, and Navarre did as well for a long time. It was great. So, you know, that was fun. I think even the militia came to question me at one point. It was, it was great. So there's me mourning someone's death as they're questioning me over murdering him. Quite intense. Quite intense. But I think it's like, I've met Britta a lot. Not Britta. Lisabetta a lot in character. Spoken to her a lot in character. Didn't care when she died. Nothing whatsoever. Then you hear about other characters who you knew, and they died. Really emotional. Sort of wandering over, sitting at the edge of the funeral, but not getting involved. Just being like, yeah, I knew this person. Don't look at me when I'm crying.
It's weird how your brain sort of like pick and chooses.
Mm.
Like you can't choose what you're going to get emotional about. Your brain has already made that connection, and you hear it, and then it's only when you hear about someone's death you're going to find out if it's actually going to hit you emotionally or not.
Yeah, definitely. It was. I think that when people die, it's all goes back to what you said. You think there's that connection has gone now. So there were people who, for Cernanos, for example, I was really close with, and when Cernanos died, I was upset. I was really upset because that connection's now gone. So then came in as a throwaway character who, yeah, I'll play this for a bit. And then 9.5 years later, it was all very up in the air and very, I think there's a lot of insecurity there and a lot of, you just don't know what's going on. And then you realise you've been playing this character for such a long time, and hearing about people not coming, but even people who have just retired their characters, I know I can see them at a player event, but they're still not coming back to the field. That's a weird one as well. I don't know how to respond to that one yet, because it's happened to me. I literally miss Grim and I've never met him. Yeah. I've had a few people say that. This is a character I've talked about a lot, and no one's met him, but knowing he's not coming to the field, they miss him. LARP's weird. It affects people in a weird way. I don't like this game anymore.
There's so much psychology to it that you're just like, but when you first go, I'm going to go to Empire, I'm going to dress up, I'm going to get a shield and a sword, I'm going to go into a big fight, and I'll have a great laugh with my friends. And you don't think, actually, this is going to affect me psychologically?
Yeah.
In a variety of ways you're just not expecting. So when it comes up and you're not thinking about it, because it'll be suddenly, like no one plans their own death.
No.
You're just smacked by it all of a sudden, and you go, "What are these feelings? Why am I feeling this way?"
Yeah. So when your character died, what was the first thing you did after the battle?
I continued crying. I cried for a while. Then I sat down and I tried to stop the hysterical crying, and then I started working out what I'm going to do. I got myself something to eat and drink. Put some stuff back in my camp. That was obviously no. Yeah, went to God first. Declared that my character was dead. Handed all the items in that I had on me. Then I went back to camp. Dropped my very obvious Drogon stuff off. Had a quick look around to see what kind of spare kit I had. I got like a spare mask and things. Took that. Then I walked back to God and sat down and started about what I'm going to do as my next character. And I instantly just typed it out and had a think. Deleted it and then wrote it again.
Yeah. How long did it take for you to walk from the battlefield to God? Out of curiosity.
Oh, wow. Yeah. To be fair, I had loads of people come up to me going, "Hey, your character's amazing. Like, great job. Pats on the shoulder and stuff. I was like, absolutely loved your character. You're you're a rock star and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, thank you." And
that's when you turn around and go, "Fuck off! Leave me alone!"
I was like, "No, thank you very much."
I got avoided by a lot of people. A lot of people left me alone, which was really, I don't know. I found my head was all over the place, and I remember walking back with this other guy who had lost his 6-year-old character, and he was crying his eyes out all the way back, and he just said he's not going to God yet because he's not ready to. And I was just like, yeah, it's fine, go back to your tent, do what you need to do. And that was literally all I could do. I was dead. I was completely numb by now. I think I was ready to kill people. I knew that much. I felt like my fuse was either really, really short, or was the longest fuse in the world. That was changing quite a lot, and so I spoke to God because of everything that happened, which I still don't have an answer for. And I remember sitting down at the camp and just not knowing what to do. In my mind, I was thinking, right, I need to start thinking that he's dead and not build my hopes up and stuff like that, which is what I've been doing. But I was so numb to the world. I was just... I think if everybody came up to me and said, oh, this character's dead, and that character's dead, I wouldn't have cared. I just wouldn't have cared. I felt emotionally numb. So distant. And that... you did seem numb when you got back, to be fair. Yours was a weird case because it wasn't certain you were dead or not. When I found out Mac died, it just dropped me inside, and I saw you and I was like, man, you just said, sorry, who are you? Oh, just had to give you that little hug. Yeah. It was really weird because I didn't know what to do. Because it was something on stream that I've always talked about is this is what I'll do when Mac dies. Well, to be honest, this is what I'll do when Grim dies. Because that's always what everyone thought would happen. Grim would die, Mac would never die. And then there it was. And I just remember sitting there just not knowing what to do. And then it was weird because I had people coming over and giving me a hug and asking if I was alright, and it's like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. And then Kit came wandering down. He didn't say anything because he had obviously been monstering in that battle. And I saw him up the top of that bloody hill walking down towards the camp, and I was just sort of like, oh no. And you can just feel it all bubbling up inside, which is horrible feeling. And then he just walked over, just came over, didn't say anything. He just came over and he literally just bear hugged, I was crying my eyes out. I was gone. I was completely gone. I can feel it now. This is the horrible thing. I'm feeling it now. And I know after this stream I'll probably have a little cry again. Because, 9.5 years. And now that part of me's dead.
It's a thing. So if someone was to talk to you about it, or you wanted to feel better about a character death, what would you suggest to people to do if they know someone whose character has recently died?
Don't plan how to replace their character in that group while they're stood around. Because that's the shit I'm going through in Hearst fucking Hall at the moment. Is they're talking about who's taking my position and who's doing this, that and the other. And it's fucking killing me, to be honest. Not that I'm angry about it. Yeah. Give them space. But yes, I met up with Tiny last 8 days ago in Portsmouth, and we had a few drinks. He had a few drinks. I had a lot to drink, and it was, I'll take your position. Problem solved. Tell you what, Bolan, if Jean moved into Hurstville, I would actually be happy for that. Yeah, it would be great. I had firefight the next. I'm just hearing excuses, Tony. But we met up and we had a nice long chat, but the chat wasn't focused on that subject. It was all on, we'll talk about this and then we'll come back to it. And then we went and talked about that and then we came back to it. And it was really all over. The conversation was all over the place. And it was the best conversation I've probably ever had about LARP. Literally ever. It was perfect. It was what was needed. at the time. And I'm really grateful to Tiny for it, because it was great just to have. But talking to people about their death, I think the best thing to do is tentatively approach that subject. Don't just come up to them and go, "Oh, so I hear you dead. What happened?" and all of this sort of stuff. Because I was getting that as well, and it doesn't help at all. It really doesn't. It puts you in quite a negative headspace when it comes to that death, and it was making me get quite irate as well. I'm not good with my temper at all. Even in the best will in the world, I'm not good with my temper, and that's what I found was happening. So when people were coming up to me just going, "Oh yeah, you died. What happened?" It's just like I was just getting angry. When other people were coming up to me, and it wasn't a big thing. It was just a little, just a little. You're right. It's just like, yeah. Even though they're looking at you going, "You're really not all right, are you?" It's just like, no. And they're just like, okay. And then they change the subject. That's great. That's really, really good. Because you don't want to focus on it all. We all knew you weren't all right. Yeah. So Helen, who plays Yana, was in the Bourse auction with Tillian. And then someone came running in and said to her, "Mac's dead." And she turned around to Chris and just said, "We're going home tonight. We won't be staying in this field." And I had to go home. I couldn't face it. I couldn't face... It was really sad, but I was resentful of everybody in that field, because they were all having a great time. And there was me, as miserable as shit. So unhappy. And that was it. I don't now, obviously. I'm not resentful of everybody now, because it was a very childish feeling at the time, and I'm only slightly childish most of the time. But
You had the time to grieve and do stuff, because it's very difficult. As soon as it happens straight away, it's a big... Emotions are really high, and your emotions, depending on the person, depending how it happens, your emotions can be high in all sorts of different places. So yeah, just got to
I think
be careful.
yeah, I think the best way to describe it would be what happened in and around Hurst Hall. Everyone at Hurst Hall either went off to do other things, and they left me alone. Understandable. Take some. Yeah. Thanks for subbing again, Ryan. That's 14 months, you crazy bastard. The lies right now, Steve. You are a massive child. I know. No. Cheers, Mark. I appreciate it, my friend. But it was... So half of Hurstal just buggered off because they didn't know how to react or behave around me, so they left. Then the perfect one was Smith, was Bron, because he was stood there, and you could see he wanted to come over and talk to me. He wanted to do something. Smith has got... he's not watching, so I can say nice things about him. Smith has got a really big heart, and he cares a lot more than I think he lets on. He likes to have this persona that he puts out when he's in game or at LARP. Smith has got a really big heart and is a really caring guy. And he went over to Helen and to Chris and just said, "I don't know what to do, and it's upsetting me." I know that he went home and he had himself a little bit of a cry himself because of it. Because this is someone, obviously, he's known for, wow, since his first event. Mac's always been around. And then all of a sudden, this has happened. So it was another one where it was on the peripheral of his character, of his character's life and stuff like that. But you don't realise the impact that someone you can't choose, or you're going to get emotional about. And he came over at the end, and he just, as we packed up to leave, our entire camp went out of character as I was packing, and having people wander over just to sort of out of character, just say goodbye. And now, as I was walking off, I saw like Lenny and people, and yeah, it was just a hug. I think that's the best thing to give someone, because you don't have to say anything. You can just give them a hug. And or just ask them if they want a hug, because be prepared for them to turn around and say no as well.
Yeah.
So, like, I was around, when I've been around people's deaths, I have said to them, it's like, what do you want? What do you need? And a lot of the time it's, I just want to be left alone for a while. It's like, okay. It's like, I've got 2 feet cider over here. Do you want to take a bottle, and then you can go off to do your own thing? They've taken a bottle and they've gone. And then you see them 24 hours later, probably, and they've just gone off to do their own thing. And more often than not, you find out that they've spent an evening sat in their tent, just crying. They needed that time to themselves. How about you? What's the bit of advice that you give? I realised that mine wasn't actually advice. Mine was just massive tangents.
Yeah, so usually if it's like I haven't seen it in character, then it'll obviously be posted usually on Facebook, online, or something, and I'll just leave a message if it's a friend just going, "Hey, I've heard about what's happened. If you ever need anything or want to have a chat sometime, give us a message. I'm happy to talk about whatever you want to talk about." And if you see them in game, don't go, "How did it happen?" Because the chances are you've had 15 plus other people at least ask you the same question, and now you're just repeating yourself.
Yeah.
Just go, "Hey, I've heard about stuff. If you ever need anything, you want a hug, like, just give us a shout, and I'll come help you out.
Yeah.
Come chat to me anytime. And just let them know that you're there for them, and that you understand it's a big deal, and then just let them choose what they want to do, because everyone's going to react to it differently. Some people are going to be angry. Some people are going to be maybe even relieved and be like, "No, it's cool." And some people might just be really sad and just need some time to themselves. So
Yeah.
yeah, just make them aware that you're there.
I got a lot of messages off of people like asking if I'm about for a. Oh, Jazz, thank you so much. Gifted 5 subs. There you go. Loads of people. That's Thank you so much. I got a lot of messages off of people asking like if I'm alright, do I want to chat and stuff like that. And everybody who I turned around to and just said no. I really don't want to talk right now. Every single one of them just went, "You know where I am, if you need me," and stuff. So, oh my god, this is going to be me saying 2 nice things about Bolum in one evening. Bolum was one of these people. Bolum was probably the first person to chuck me a message just to check in. And it was really good. I know, don't do it. Oh, too late now. I've done it. So it was nice, because I always thought that when people do this sort of thing, it shows the effect that your characters had on them as well, and that's the reflection of your game, which has been wonderful to see, because this is really hard, because there are people who are probably watching going, "Well, that was you playing that character after like 9.5 years, so long that you've done that, and that's not going to affect me." But I know people who have played their character for one event. They turned up at E1 and their character died at E2, and they felt exactly the same. Do I have subtitles? I don't know how to do subtitles on stream. I feel really bad now. I will have to find out how to do subtitles on stream, and then I will sort that out for you. So I do apologise. I will get that sorted out for the next stream. So yeah, apologies if you can't understand or read my lips properly. But then again, Nick's lips are much better to stare at than. No, don't worry, don't. It's if people are struggling any way, shape, or form, it's how we grow, isn't it? So we accept things that aren't there and we change it to be more accommodating. So yeah, I will be more accommodating, and it's just something I never thought of, to be honest, but I will now. So
Speech typing narrator.
yeah, we need that. It sent me a link on how to do it. Cheers, Bolan. Thank you. That's 3 now. Fuck off, Bolan. There we go. I feel better now. I feel less dirty. But yeah, we'll get subtitles sorted as well. Character bleed takes no account of time. Emotional investment is weird and a very powerful force. Yeah. So I knew the person whose character died at E2. I'm not going to say who it was because they might not be ready to talk about it themselves. But they literally, their character was very much. They wanted to see what the game was like. They enjoyed the game. They've turned up to E2. They died in the very first skirmish, and they didn't. And I remember seeing them in the forge, and they didn't know what they were doing. They were there. They were just Empire Citizen number 3. And I bought them a drink, and we just sat down, just to chat. And then we got to. I'm kind of confused on who's the actual streamer. I think that's why my channel works so well, to be honest, because it's very much a involved conversation. Because that's what LARP is. It's everyone. To be honest, chat are just as much running this channel as I do. Let's face it. So, we're a community. We're all in on this together. I had one character last one event, but because I put so much work into plans and kit, it hit me harder than another character I played for 4 years. It's strange. It's so strange. But I was chatting to him in the pub, and he was broken. He was broken-hearted. But I think I could put a lot of that down to the fact it was their very first character as well. And yeah. I think you build it up, don't you? You build up these things so much in your mind that you think this character's great. This is everything I want to do in LARP, and then all of a sudden they're gone. It's like I need another idea for something I need to do in LARP, and it's just been taken away from you. I think a lot of it comes down to the time and effort you put in. You don't even necessarily have to be in the field to have that taken away from you. So.
It's also the plans. Like some people have a lot of plans of where they want to go. So I'm going to do this, and next event I'm going to do this, and in 2 events time I'm going to go for this thing. And have all these plans that are lined up, and you've got all these other people that are helping and supporting them, and then it doesn't happen. And it's that kind of expectation and that journey.
Kit was the perfect one because every single time he said that his character was going to go for a general. Thank you for explaining. They both look very pretty, so any of them could be the streamer. Well, there we go. Thank you very much for that. I normally just get insulted about my looks. It's great. That's mainly my mum. So it's... Yeah, Kit always used to turn... Every time he said, I'm going to go for general. I want to be general. Inevitably, his character died. Immediately. It was very, very... So, I'm going to go with the dog now that he's called off. That's called off. Catch you later, Pat. You have a good one. Sorry if I'm offending any of you by that. No, you're not offending anyone with that. We just like taking the piss out of ourselves, because it's part of the fun. LARP is an emotional beast. There's a reason every good Nordic game has dedicated emotional safety members of crew. It's a space to explore grief and loss, but don't be afraid to ask for help if you do. Am I the only one who thinks this? But because I know that PD have brought in that sort of the welfare crew and stuff like that. I just don't want to talk to them. I don't know these. I don't know them as people, so it makes me feel a bit.
I think
Makes it a bit
everyone.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. But I think for some people, I think there's even the knowledge of having. So I remember I went to, I think it was like an ILARP event, and I was like, oh, and we have these people here who are kind of like mental well-being
Mm.
people. I thought that's awesome. That's really cool. I'm probably not going to need that, but I like the fact that it's there. And I think other people are going to go, I might not feel comfortable with that, but it's just the knowledge that it's there and that your mental well-being is being cared for or invested in by the team or the LARP producers. It's
Yeah,
really good to know that
yeah.
people are thinking about you, not just
Mm.
are you enjoying yourself, but that there's backup, and it's variety of people either really need that or not. But it's just nice that it's there for people that do or do find it comfortable to
Oh,
talk to.
definitely, definitely. Take care, uh, Lioness. You have a good evening. Um, I'm not saying that. I'm not. I'm definitely not saying they're a bad thing because, as people have just said in chat, it's a lot of people find it easier to talk to someone they don't know when it comes to these hard emotional subjects. I think for me, I I I struggle with that because I think it's just because I'm a grumpy old man. But I think I would rather, if I'm struggling with something in game. I mean, I struggle to talk to people anyway, and I'm a bit like Chris in that respect. If I'm struggling to talk to anybody, I don't want to go and talk to a stranger. That's the first thing for me. I would rather grab a friend, grab someone I know, and just wander over and just say, "Can I go off? Can we have a quick chat for an hour or half hour? Can we go and have a pint?" Because I'd feel a lot better about doing that because I know I can get straight to it. I mean, the welfare people at Empire, I mean, they're going to do a really difficult job for a start because there's going to be a lot of people there who everything is new, everything is really wide open and nice and pretty and shiny. So when it goes to shit, something bad has happened in game, and you don't know how to deal with it and how to react to it, you are going to need that person there in that role with the official title who can then step in and just say, let's go and have a quick chat and I can talk you through a lot of these things and that. So there's been a lot of, see, this is why chat are like the in charge of everything as well. Sometimes talking to someone who doesn't matter helps, where you can dump on them with LARP. The irony of trying to become a mental health first aider and not trusting a stranger with that very subject. Yes, that is perfectly fine. Thank you, Nutslife. Coming off that, then, implementing safety systems within your group could be an alternative. Whether that's checking in with a simple hand sign or just opening up to your mates if they are in a place where they are willing to do that. I think there's a lot. I think a lot of it comes down to said individual. So I have to say as well, I am not a mental health professional in any way, shape, or form. I don't think they'd ever let me. But you take care of yourself, Jazz. I hope you have a good evening. But I would always rather see a friend, someone I know and trust, with any issue that I've got in a field, because I don't look after myself. I'm very, very vocal with the fact that I don't take any care of my mental health. I'm terrible at asking for help. And it's when people see me and that I'm struggling, that's when they have to step in and just like, are you okay? Do you want to go off and have a quick chat? Because when that happens, that's when I go, yeah, I could do with a nice chat or a pint, something, anything, just get me away from this hole I'm in. So I think have that within groups is a good thing. But I think also,
Well, it's better to have it and not need it than
yeah,
not have it and it being needed.
100%, 100%. 24 months for Dan, 2 years, baby. Thanks for subbing, Dan. One of my benefits of my partner not coming to Empire is that I can offload on him and he'll just listen and give me a cuddle if I need it. Yeah. I mean, I've always said to everybody, if you ever need anything, I will always be there for everybody I know. Always. I could be going through an absolute massive mental breakdown, but if someone came to me and said, I need help, I would drop everything that I was doing and I would go and help, because I'd feel better about helping other people than trying to help myself, which is quite damaging, really, for me, but it helps me knowing that I've helped other people, I think, is the best way to say that. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. My mental health problems disappear when others need help. Yeah, exactly, Fish Chan. Exactly. It's a strange one, but it's what I've always said, that I've always crashed on every Saturday at Empire. I crash at 6 o'clock. Well, between 6 and 7, I'll crash, and then I have to take myself off for a walk, which is probably quite damaging, and I'm allowing it to happen. I know it's coming, but I won't do anything to stop it, because it's now just become part of what I do. So I can see why people have come to me now and they said, I think you should see a therapist. Couldn't we all, I guess? But
I remember when we were talking before, when we had like the chat or screen stuff, that character arcs having like like an ending to stories and things. Like, do you think that kind of really helps? Kind of like the fact that the memory lives on past your character and people celebrate your character after the death, and like, because everyone wants a beginning, middle, and end, and also, I think the reason why I did the Reaper is I think funerals and getting people a time about their character after their death is really important.
yeah,
To have that sort of celebration, some sort of funeral, some sort of thing in a character's memory, kind of like to celebrate that connection we all have between people's characters. Like, they did exist. It's not like, oh, he's dead now, it doesn't matter. Because whoever the character is, they do matter, and they've mattered to everyone.
yeah.
It's worth celebrating and remembering.
I think with everything that's happened with Mac, the Saturday night when everybody went out and did massive pub crawl, on the massive wake for him, I think I would have wanted to go on it, because I would have wanted to see what everyone got up to and witnessed it, because it would have been amazing to see. But with the fact that I didn't really have any proper closure, I think that's the big thing for people.
Yeah.
So the beginning, the middle, and the end is massive. It's for everybody who is involved. So, I mean, the start of your character is you literally you've made your character and you've turned up your first event. That's the beginning of your story. Then everything that happens up to your death is your middle, but your death is the end. So, I've always so for Cernunnos, I had my beginning, I had my middle, and I had my great end. If in case you haven't heard, it was rounded off my yelling to the hefty fucking Yeti in the Glory Square at 1:30. By yelling, I did not come up with this. Excellent. I'm glad people had good time. That's awesome to hear. But I think that's what's doing me in at the moment is that I don't have an end
Yeah.
to the story. I think Matt P, it's all with him. He'll give me the end to my character, and it will be the 99% certain. It will be where your character has died, but you've got this, and this, which helps out a character. In character, I don't have it, but this is where I will also be insanely lucky as well, because no one who was there survived. No one had a good end to their story who was in that fort. No one knows how that story ended for any of those people. So, I mean, if Matt P turns around and says to me, your character's still alive, you're going to do this, and this. Great, Steve's happy. But what about like the other 10 people there who died? They're not. They've had a really shit death, in my eyes. But... And then, if he comes back and says, your character is dead, there's nothing we can do, okay, that's fine too. But, what we talked about doing, which, well, say we talked about, your idea of the whispers through the gate gives me that closure.
Yeah. Because
I can, not only for my end, not to just bring an end to my story, but everybody there who died. So I would be tempted to say to everybody who died in that fort, come and listen to this whisper through the gate, because I'm going to bring an end to your story for you. And I'm not going to say what happened in the fort. I'm not going to say what actually happened to those people in there, because that's a shit ending. So I'm going to do what Mac does best, and I'm going to lie my tits off, and I'm going to make everybody who was there sound like a massive fucking hero. And I'm going to give them all such a good ending. And then, just to make it all fit in a little bit better, I'm going to say, I tried to run, but I tripped over a tree and then got hacked down. Because, that fits as well. Or, I don't know. No, I do know. I know exactly what I'm going to say for me. But I'm not going to say here. Because that is something that should definitely be said in a field. So, yeah. And I'll tell you what, fuck me, I'm going to cry so hard after that. So hard. But it's going to be really, really good though. Because I'll have my closure. I'll have my end to Mac. And then I can fuck off somewhere else. And I can create another story over there. Because at the end of the day, what I've always said about LARP, apart from getting attacked by a green screen, what I've always said about LARP is you need a good story. Everyone needs a story. And doesn't matter what you do in the game, you always get a story. So I remember speaking to people after E1 and they said, I didn't do anything. Didn't do anything at all. And they tell me what they got up to. And they did loads of stuff. Loads of stuff. They just didn't realise. Until you say, that's good, I like that. What else happened after that? And then you can hear them getting more excited, more passionate about it all and stuff like that. I think the perfect one was talking to Digby on stream, where we spoke about the game and he was just sort of like, oh, I did this and I did this. But he wasn't really excited about it when we started chatting. And then you were poking him about more things and more things. And we could have spoken for like 5 or 6 hours, easy, about that game. And it was great. Okay, question for both of you. When you do die, or now that you have, where are you going to go now? Go on then, Nick. That's on you. So when the battle butler passes on...
I hope he doesn't die, but if I do, I'll probably be assassinated horribly. Just being too annoying. I think, well, originally before the last event, and I might still do it, was I wanted to be a full-on platey combat character, and then I hurt my arm. So I've got to see by the time that if I hit fully heal, I can be a full-on platey combat character. And I was even thinking, League, Big Bravo plate monster, or Barushkin Boyar in heavy metal black custom plate that I'll make myself. That. Yeah, I've got so many ideas, but it depends on. But I know that the Reapers will absolutely lose their mind if I think about moving nation. They won't allow me.
Yeah, I'm not going to high guard, regardless of what Mark says in chat. That's not happening at all. I don't know. I have ideas. I don't know. I think I could see myself going into Varushka. Yeah, I love Vesemir as a character. Um, so reading the books and reading and playing the games, I've always been a lot more drawn to Vesemir than I have to anyone else in the whole thing. There was no comment caught by the mods, so yeah, Varushka I can see. I'm going to the Orcs in about 3 years. I've already had a chat with a group who I'm going in with, so I will be. So I will be going into the Orcs at some point. See,
They are so metal.
sorry.
Yes, they are so metal. The orcs. Just
They're insane, and I will definitely end up in the Orcs. But I think when I've done the Orcs, that'll be me taking a break from the game for a little bit after that. So I think I'll do the Orcs, and then when the Orcs come to an end for me, that'll be when I go, yeah, that's it. I need to take a break from Empire for a little bit now. So I might take a year off and then see what happens. Or maybe the Crimson Reapers. Maybe I'll come and join you lot in the league.
yeah, you do absolutely.
I mean, I have to admit, I was looking through all the wiki and stuff at the nations and stuff like that just to see if I get a concept that jumps out and makes me laugh a shitload. And I was reading the league one, and I had an idea that hit me, and I was just pissing myself laughing because I just thought, oh, that works. It works on many wonderful levels, and I think it fits in with the group as well. Obviously, I won't talk about it here because at the moment I'm going back into the Winter Mark, and then, well, I'm 50% sure I'm going back to Winter Mark. I'm 30% sure I'm going to Navarre, and the rest of it's League or Varushka. So, but I just need to. Stephen, big slashed sleeves and tight hose. Yes, please. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. I needed that this stream. I really did. There goes my blood pressure. Yeah. I don't know. I've got lots of ideas. And no, I can't wear anything that wears sleeves. I hate sleeves. I really, really hate sleeves on things. So I need to be something sleeveless. But I have an idea and a concept that I think would fit in quite nicely. So I'll probably ping a few of you a message just to say this was my idea. What do you think?
I love to hear it. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, if you stay on after the stream, I'll chat to you about it. I'll tell you what it is, and and you can go from there. But create a new league fashion, Steve. Get in the looking glass. Swoon of the season. Well, no, I mean I have to wear trousers this time round. So new life goal: get Steve in the looking glass. I want to know. Well, Tiny, if you want to come and join us in the Discord, mate, then you're more than welcome to jump on, and you can join us. We're gonna have a nice chat.
My when Drogon died, I had a couple of in-character goals I wanted to achieve as Nico, and one was I wanted to be as famous as Bessie the Bard.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I love Bessie the Bard. I thought she was just such an amazing character. I was like, I want to be as famous as that, and I want to be in the Looking Glass, and because it's just cool ideas that aren't it's a bit different. And obviously, the Looking Glass is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Dan, I think it's link or links is what you need for that one. Yeah, there's so much there. There you go. It's so. How long did it take for you to get over your character's death?
Um,
Or
I
are
was
you,
quite.
or are you still not?
I know I'm over it. It took a while
Mm.
because sad people can't remembering things and stuff. And I was lucky. I had some really lovely people send me some really nice kind of gifts. Like someone got commissioned like a painting and a on a necklace for me of my character and his catchphrase, kind of like "reap what you sow" on the back, and it was just amazing. And I loved it. And people just it's people that kind of help you get along, sort of like the journey of getting over it. And then also I started really enjoying my new character as well because
Mm.
it's I think of okay that's over now. And to be fair, he had a really cool death. I was really lucky that I had that.
Yeah.
Not everyone gets like a cool end, but yeah, I was really lucky. And then my new character got to think of okay that's the end of something, but now it's the birth of something new. Got to kind of focus on the fact of I've
Mm.
got a new thing. I can go into a new area of the game. So I've never done ball gowning anything before, or kind of focus my character on that sort of side of stuff uh, more. And I went for it, and I absolutely love it. Like it's just he's such a happy, fun character, and I get involved with lots of things very different that my other character couldn't be involved with. So
Yeah. Were
yeah,
you scared at all?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I had to play an over the top, fun, happy character that comes up with like spontaneous comedy winter rituals that are audience participation because I decided that's the thing I do, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Because I think that's the thing that's on the back of my mind at the moment when I'm thinking of new characters. Max, memorable. Very, very memorable for a lot of people, it seems now. And I'm now going, am I just going to create a new character and it's just going to be generic Empire Spod number 4? That's not very memorable. So, because when I fleshed out my new character, when I fleshed Mac out, I decided, right, I want to take the piss here. My first character was accused of being a werewolf, which was great. So Macus, Belisarius Traherne, essentially means warrior werewolf. So my second character was a nod to my first character, which was quite fun, in a way. And I found a name that I had written down somewhere, which would be a nod to Mac, and it's the Old English for vagabond. And I just thought that works. It works. It's quite nice, and it's a nice little nod. So I keep his memory alive for a bit with me. So, but I'm just worried that he'll be a nothing. No one will care. And I
No,
think,
people. people will make new emotional connections with your character. Like Drogon, I think was really famous, and obviously because I obviously played him for 6 years, and I'm thinking, oh, I've got to play a new character.
Yeah.
Goal was sort of be famous-ish with this character anyway. But what if I fail? Because I'm up against something I've already built, and people have already said they love and are still upset about their death. So
Mm.
yeah, it's scary. It is nervous doing something new, but you got to remember, people like interacting with you as long as your character gives something to someone else, which I'm sure it will. There's going to be character interactions, and people are going to bounce off you, and then everything just progresses from there.
I hope so. I do hope so. It's going to be a fun one. I think regardless of what happens, what I do, and I'm sure it'll be very well documented on stream, all the shit I get up to and everything. Because I think I've said that I want my new character is going to be a little bit of a background character, and everyone has turned around to me and said, "We'll give you until Saturday," and then that will stop because you can't be a background character. So, or I might just embrace that I can't be a background character, and just try to be, I don't know, someone right in the forefront of everything. Who knows? Because I don't even know. I need to hear from Matt, and then I can get. I won't IC care. Promise. Cheers, Tony. This is why we work. I plan to have a background character. It didn't last. That's basically it, unfortunately for me. I always found that my plot involved from what other people were doing. Because whenever anyone turned around and said I need some help, I just get involved, and I'm there. And that was always it for me. So, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. So, this is one for you then, Nick. If money was no option for you, you've got someone has said, I know how much you love this game. I know your character's died. I feel bad for you. I've won 100 million on the Euros. Here's £10,000 to go into Empire with your new character. What nation would you go into?
Money wasn't an option. But yeah, probably Bereshka
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. Um, really cool boyar kit. But then also, if everyone who wants to come with me, I just spend that money on letting everyone else
Yeah.
go with me. So it goes, oh yeah, no, I already want to go to Bereshka too, or something else. It's like, yeah, here's the kit, here's the money, let's go. Uh, different tents because there's amazing tent kit in Bereshka as well, which might sound weird, but there's some crazy good stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Jasmine, who was in chat a bit earlier, first character, and she's gone off to Varushka on her own, and her kit is insane. It's so good, and she's now joined. She's joined a group, and yeah, it's she's absolutely flying. She's doing phenomenally well. But I think I'm the same as you. I think I would go Varushka, and just no Russian accent. Just
No, I can't. I can't do it.
yeah. I've always found that off-putting about Varushka, to be honest.
The
Uh,
Reaper voice is not enough.
yeah, I mean the Irish accent. I know I'm gonna miss it so much. I'm gonna miss doing that Irish accent so much. And for me, it's the league, and I'd give the whole amount to Matt and Andy and be like, "Help, please." Yeah, definitely. For me, either another Orc or Brass Coast. See, for me, Orcs have always been an end game nation. It'll be the last thing I do at Empire for a while, because I think it's part of the game that everybody should try, and it's yeah, wonderful place, and it's just, yeah, start point for you. It's a start point for a lot of people. But yeah, I think Varushka. After reading their brief, I didn't really read their brief before, and then I spoke to a few people who were in Varushka on stream, and I spoke to them. Funny enough, they talked about their characters dying as well, and then they moved over to Highguard, and they were saying it was the similar sort of thing of all of the stuff that they had done in Varushka was there. They were really upset. They didn't know what to do. They didn't want to see people because it was all too real, way too fresh for them. So then they went off to Highguard, and I'm in a similar. I think I'm in a similar sort of boat. So I tell you what, the more I'm talking about it, the less I want to go back to Wintermark. I don't want to see people fighting over my position in the hall. And yeah, I think it's a bit too much for me at the moment. But I've got, 2.5 weeks or so until the next event.
Yeah.
I've got some kit. But yeah, I don't know. I know I'm going to keep on talking myself in and out of all these character concepts anyway. So, but
That's how you do them, because you'll go through 7 different character concepts, and then on the day you'll choose one that's not one of those 7.
Yeah. I think that's lots of new game to explore. Definitely cheery. There is a lot there. Empire's huge, but I think I'm gonna have to go full on military again because I enjoy that part of the game. I can't do magic. Don't get on with it and all that. I think my daughter's knocking at the door. Are you knocking, Lily?
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
Do you have a plaster?
Do I have a plaster?
Yeah. I've cut my thumb on the table.
How have you cut your thumb on a table?
So I put my hand on the table to get up. My hand basically slipped, so it's cut my thumb.
Can you all hear this? Come round to the front of the TV.
I've cut my finger nicely. I literally tried getting up and it just went.
Go get some toilet paper and put it on there. That's a nothing cut. Alright. Run it under the cold tap, get it clean, put some toilet paper on it, you'll be fine. Just let it air.
Everything okay?
She cut her thumb on the table, and there's just a little tiny little cut, a little bit and a little bit of blood. That was it. Clearly, my new character needs to be a healer. Oh dear. Have you ever saved an area of the game for your next character? I'm saving Priest Synod for future. It's a cut. Help her. She's fine. I've seen it. She's fine. She's bleeding. Call an ambulance. Look, I know she's your sister in character, but not here. Back off. She's totally fine. I burnt myself a couple of weeks back, and I literally had a blister like that on my thumb. There's just like, yeah, Helen's there going, do we need to take you to A&E? You got to go to A&E. We think you should go to A&E. Just like, yeah, it's fine. I don't care. It's all right. Yeah, she's fine. She's totally fine. But no, I've not really saved any part of the game for anything. I always think that the game happens naturally. You'll end up involved in, because all parts of the game are so intrinsically linked anyway, so you'll always end up involved in something from all over. So, but, well, we've overrun by about an hour and 20. No, not an hour and 20. By about 20 minutes, rather. Because Steve is going to Synod. I am not fucking going to Synod. Ever. I quite like the bourse and trading. I do quite like that. But, please, I'll pay to see it. Oh. What's this?
Thank you for the power, Mew. Ha 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 ha.
Thank you for the power. Yes, there we go. Go to Synod and bend it to your will. Oh, I could do the Synod. I'll just go in and shout at people, because that's what I'm good at. So I did get asked by PD if I fancied becoming an NPC for them. So, who knows? I might put my name down, name in the hat to become an egregore.
You can be the new Reaper.
I'll be the new Reaper. Oh, but I'll just tell everybody to fuck off. My brother died. And? You want a fucking medal? Oh, yeah, flip the table. Yeah, I count to 3 as they start talking at me. It's like, ugh. Jeez.
Yeah. No, I gave you a medal after your family kept dying.
Yeah. This is. See, I kept it so secret that you were the Reaper. I kept it so secret, and there you go, you fucked it. You put it all out there.
Like, the Reaper is an important part of, I think, death and that kind of thing we were talking about earlier about people having an ending, and that's why I really like the League Festival of the Masquerade of Reaper, because it's all about giving people that sort of core ending, and then people say their goodbyes. It's more about the other end of connections. I think it's really important.
In character, it's perfect for people to say goodbye to people, and I really like that. Grud, who thinks is bad enough, let alone you. The idea that people didn't know it was Nick is far too. Yeah, see, I knew who it was.
Yeah, the mask is there.
This is true actually. I've kind of cropped the screen a little bit so you can't see all of it.
I like that.
Let me. Oh no, wrong one, wrong button. There we go. There you go. Bit more screen time. So, yeah. I tried to keep it secret that you were the Reaper because I didn't want to ruin what anybody had if they really were clinging on to it and stuff like that. They want you to chuck the mask on.
No. I'm the Reaper once on a Saturday every year. I'm deaf, and that's the only time I'm the Reaper.
Yeah. So it's great. It really is good, and I can see it helping a lot of people, which is what it's there for. So, still right. So let's bring this to an end. Then I think it's I could definitely do with another drink because it's melting, and I'm noticing that my head is getting increasingly shinier.
Yeah, mine as well.
Yeah, but you've got all that hair to cover it. So don't talk to me about shiny head. I've got... Yeah, I'm not even making that joke. It's too easy. But, yeah, it's... let's have a look. Is there anyone... no one else is on. So that's fine. I mean...
I'm going to see if I can reach the mark, actually, because I was just seeing chat and everyone asked me to do it.
Yeah. I mean, Soviet Womble's online, but I don't know if he I know he's part of Digby's lot. I don't know if he's ever considered going LARPing or even if he acknowledges the raids or anything. So, still, it's thank you everyone for watching this tonight and being involved and chatting and that. I love chatting to chat. It's great. Nick, thank you so much for coming on, bud.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been great to chat to you, and thank you for the inspiration for this one. It's I would have never have thought of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think this is an important one that a lot of people just miss out on. Like, there is a sadness there, and people need to know that it can happen. It will probably happen to you, and it's probably going to happen to your friends as well. So just look out for it and look after each other.
Yeah, definitely. Time for the stream and the night off. No worries, Bolan. No worries. But yeah, if Tiny, if you fancy jumping into the Discord, mate, I can move you into the chat, and I'll let you know what my league idea is. So I will say Helen is not about this evening. She is currently on. Oh, I can't remember the name of the mountain. She's doing the Three Peaks Challenge. She's already climbed Ben Nevis this morning, and she's now on the next one, which I can't remember what it's called. I sent it to people, but I've completely forgotten. But yeah, so she's halfway up a mountain. So she's doing wonderfully well. Scarfell Pike, there we go. That's where she is at the moment. She's got Snowdon to do next. They're doing Scarfell Pike overnight, and then Snowdon tomorrow. So I won't be around for too long because I've obviously got the little one, and I've promised her we'll sit down and watch another episode of Stranger Things this evening. So it's not very often I get daddy-daughter time. So, but still. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone who has subbed, chucked bits in, and everything. It all goes towards the hobby. It really does. As I was saying to Nick beforehand, everything I get goes to other people. It all goes into the hobby. And I keep getting told off by everybody for not doing anything for myself. It's my birthday in September, so August I might do a thing. So I might see if I can raise enough money to buy myself an Xbox or something, because I've wanted one for so long. The brand new Xbox. Yes, and thanks for the raid, Dolly, as well. Really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. So, if you don't, we will. That's probably better. Because I'm shit at doing these things for myself. But never mind, eh? Anyway, take care of yourselves, everyone. Stay safe. Look after each other. If you're struggling, don't be like me and actually reach out and ask for help, okay? Because people are here to help you out. Nick, thank you so much for coming on again. Love to chat to you, and I would love to get you on again at some point when we can find something to chat about.
I'm sure I'll come up with something. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let me know if you do. Anyway, take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.